Wow, look at all that. Okay, so first time shaving with a razor that I honed myself, a razor that's properly honed, not perfect, but properly honed. I'm not going to be winning any competitions, and I'm sure that there are people out there to say, oh, I can do 100 times better, my razor is 100 times sharper, but for a beginner, this is a huge victory. First pass, you could feel it, but it wasn't uncomfortable. You could feel the blade cutting, and it did a wonderful, wonderful first pass. Very close, cut very close, very cleanly. So much so that I really just need a quick touch up, but it was an amazing first pass. What a nice pass. I'm using Pro this is white. One thing that I noticed about this soap is that I like it because it's very good and inexpensive. I just have one complaint with it. As it gets more towards the end of its life, so as it gets more used up, the performance also drops down. So if it was brand new, it would be making a thicker lather than this. This is fine for something like this. This is just a second final pass to clean everything up. But yeah, overall, super satisfied with the final result. And I didn't need to use any Japanese waterstones, no, not at all. Just need patience, time, and dedication. Essentially what I did was I started with a really coarse grit to really establish an edge. And what I learned with straight razors is that it can't really be too much of one thing and too little of other. It really needs to be balanced. You can't spend a lot of time on coarser grits and very little time on higher grits, because what will happen is you'll get an aggressive edge. And if you spend too little on coarser grits and too much on higher grits, it won't be sharp enough. I kind of miss the goatee. The thing is, I like how it looked, but it was such a hassle. See, I'm basically done with my shave. It's just about 10 minutes in and I'm done. When I had the goatee, I still had like 10 minutes of lining up, detailing, fine work. to get it decent. What a shave, dude. What a shave. This razor was like $30. But I do have some new razors to show off that I'll gladly restore, hone, and do a video on. But it's going to take about a week and a half. I'm actually going on vacation, and I'll only be back in about a week or so. Anyways, this has been an amazing shave. A very good, very close shave. First pass was just amazing. I didn't really have that much growth, but I have a fair bit. It was like a good 2 days of growth, and it just dealt with it very quickly, very easily. You could feel it cutting, but it wasn't uncomfortable. That's really all I asked for. Razors and straight razors really aren't that complicated as people make it to be. If you go online and look at forums or videos, you hear people say, oh, you need to go up until 10K or 12K. Which, yeah, might be true. But then you go and look at the price of an actual 10, 12K stone, just to get immediately discouraged. You're not going to be dropping $100 to $100 on a stone, especially if you don't really know whatever the hell you're doing. But it doesn't have to be complicated. None of my stones are over 20 euros. I mean, my 3K stone might be, but it's still 30 at most. It was actually a gift, so yeah, you still look at the razor. But none of my stones are that expensive. As long as you start out with a really coarse grit to really establish an edge, and then just keep working on through the grits, keep seeing how it feels. I usually test it on my arm hair and leg hair, see how it feels, if it feels any smoother, if it feels any sharper. What I do know is that it needs to be leaving the coarser grits, shaving arm hair. Well, does need to be comfortable, but it needs to really be able to grab those hairs. And after that, it's really just polishing. Firstly, you create sharpness, and that's what's going to give you a close shave. And then on the higher grits, you're going to smooth everything out. And that's what's going to give you a comfortable shave. That's what you need for a good quality straight razor shave. Closeness and comfort. You can't really have a good shave without having either of the two. You can still get a shave with an aggressive razor. It will be fine, but it's never going to be a comfortable or fun experience. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Sean, that his video just completely just kick-started me into trying out this method. He used a really low grit and improper stropping techniques, and he showed that technique doesn't really matter. So I decided to give it a try in my Dovo. Lo and behold, I was able to get it sharp enough on just lower grits. So I thought to myself, if I can get this sharp enough on lower grits, why not go a little bit over? Thank you so much for everyone that tried to help, and believe me, you really don't need to a lot. Straight razor sharpening doesn't need to be complicated. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day, everyone. See ya. Chupa papi.